But
You
I
know
have
that too.
a I have a great a question that I feel that everyone is always asking me every time I tell them, as an Airbnb owner, is Airbnb still a good business?
Yes.
Or because I know they've changed. I mean, there's so many laws that have changed since maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago when it first
Right.
started. Is it still a good business?
I think so. I think that I get that question a lot too. And I think that a lot of people are kind of like, they don't like to invest or think about the idea of Airbnb because hotels are coming back and everything like that. But it kind of just, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it kind of boils down to what type of property you're getting and what location you get. But that guest experience definitely helps with that. So I've seen, I've managed several different owners, and I've seen owners who have properties that they sit vacant. They don't have anybody renting the properties because they didn't put that time and effort to make it a desirable property for people to rent, or it might be in a bad location, or might have had a couple of bad reviews. I say with the Airbnb business, reviews are what's really important to keep your business running. People like to see that other people had good experiences and then they follow suit. So when you get a property with Airbnb, I think the other thing, I just had another thought, but the other thing is owning, of course, owning those properties. There's a lot of like Airbnb espionage and things where they're like, oh, well, I'm going to rent it from this person and then rent it back out. Honestly, that's not really profitable from my experience. You need to either be an owner or have a property management company or a firm or somebody like me who knows what to do to help make that a profitable business. And it really just boils down to, like you said, the pricing, being very, very intentional about checking pricing, intentional about looking at market trends and what's going on in the market that you're serving, and also making sure that the houses that you are, renting out to others are kept in the best shape as possible. They get wear and tear, but if you're just renting out something to be, like, lack of better words, a slumlord, you're not really going to get a profit out of that. You're going to have a lot of expenses, like you mentioned. You're going to be spending money on fixing things, replacing major appliances and major systems, really just keeping the house upkept to comply with the Airbnb laws, because they are very strict. They don't. Airbnb does not play around. If
Yeah.
they get too many complaints, they will shut you down. So they're not gonna mess up your business too. So I do think it's profitable. It's just all about the process. It's profitable, and you have to look at the process.
So it definitely goes down to really, I mean, being an expert and understanding, I mean, the business by itself, and really understanding all the different implications that are needed in order for it to be successful, I think.